What happened the quickest, which scared the shit out of me, was twitching and fasciculations. And it started in my calf and it went everywhere, everywhere. And I was like, dude, my first instinct is my body's shutting down, I'm dying. I mean, that doesn't happen out of nowhere.
Sure.
So, I mean, it scares the shit out of you. So that's when I started calling some of my docs. I'm like, I'm twitching. And they're like, uh-oh.
All right. Hey, what's going on, guys? This is Mark Millick here with the Moral Medicine YouTube channel. Today we have Gary. Gary's going to be talking about his experience with post-finasteride syndrome. Gary, thank you so much for stepping up, and it's great to have you on, man.
Thanks for meeting you, Mark. Unfortunately, under these circumstances, but I'll do what I could do.
Yeah, absolutely. We appreciate that. So real quick, man, I'll start with this. I mean, tell me, what was your life like before you started taking finasteride?
Fun, a lot of fun. I was in medical sales for about 20 years. I went to med school. Didn't work out for me, but for the most part, I enjoyed everything. You know, right now I'm dating an ER doc. She's living in Florida, so I've been going back and forth with her, and everything was just, you know, just like a normal, I guess, 47-year-old. Well, I shouldn't say normal, because I've been a bachelor for quite a while until the girlfriend I'm dating. So I have a boat, have my own condo, successful career, and you know, I kind of got into this boat because my company just got bought out by a larger company, was taking a break. And then during that break, had some money to spend, a little bored, contacted a hair clinic for the most part, and was just going to be proactive with the hair because I am a little bit older than most of the people on the threads.
Sure. And
approaching 50 years old. So this was just a proactive type thing, meaningless, didn't need to do it, just kind of filling in the time.
Okay. So you went to an actual clinic then? You didn't do like a telehealth visit or anything like that?
No, it was a telehealth. So it was a hair clinic.
Gotcha. Okay.
And it was basically a consultant that was talking about hair plugs for money. And as you could tell, I didn't need hair plugs. I just wanted something to be proactive. So we went the minoxidil finasteride route.
Okay.
You know, he sent me, I think, some clips on what do you call it? Not the finasteride, but the procedure, which I told him I wasn't going to do. And then he said, the doctor will call you. You have a consultation with the doctor, and then they'll send you out the compound, which was coming from Tampa, Florida.
Okay. Okay. Did he forewarn you about any of the symptoms that you could possibly experience?
Consultant, no. He just said, all right, I think the finasteride compound is the way to go for you because you're not really losing hair. So the doctor will talk to you about it. So when I talked to the doctor during this consultation, very low-key guy, saw my pictures, which I sent to him. And he was like, you know what, this is probably the route for you, even though you probably don't need it. Sure. But he was going to put me on the tablets. And I know my body well. I've been weightlifting now for, I don't know, 20 plus years. I know it's very sensitive. That's why I never really messed with anything in terms of drugs. I mean, alcohol, I was always the first one if I drank to get drunk. So I know my system is sensitive for the most part. But I said to him, I don't want to take a tablet. I don't want to take a drug. He said, that's fine. We got a topical solution. And my first question was, are there any side effects? Are there any symptoms? Because I've read, obviously, and talked to the girl that I'm dating, the ER doc, that, you know, you could have ED, it could affect your libido. And I know there could be some depression or anxiety that go along with this drug. And he's like, not topical. He said, you know, maybe a small percentage if you take the tablet. He goes, but I haven't seen it in anybody in my 8 or 10 years.
Wow.
So that was the quick conversation that we had.
Okay. Okay. So from there, how long did you take it for? And I guess at what point did you start experiencing symptoms?
So I was excited to take it because my hair was always kind of on the thinner side. And, you know, to be brutally honest with everybody, transparency, I'm on a little TRT, I'm over 40, and my test was always on the lower side. So I was on a little bit of testosterone cream, not much, just to get my range probably in the mid range, not even high, on the mid range. So I had the consultation end of October, right before Halloween, and I took the topical. It said to take it twice a day. I took it once at night, November, December. And then once things started hitting, the shit started hitting the fan, I stopped it early January.
So just to clarify, this is October of 2022 and then to January of 2023.
No, so I started early November. So November,
Okay.
December, and then January of this year, correct?
Okay. So you only took it for what, 2.5, 3 months then, really?
Less than 2.5 months,
Okay. Okay.
2 months max.
So, and why did you stop taking it exactly? Did you start noticing symptoms at that point?
So I really, like everybody else, I was not attributing any symptoms to a topical solution. Right? I wasn't taking a drug, wasn't changing anything. So things would come out of nowhere for me. Like I'd get dizzy. And I was like, wait, what the hell was that? And I'm like, that's interesting. But maybe I was dehydrated. And, then I thought I was getting like really, really stiff, like not a natural stiff. I mean, I'm getting older, but I stretch out every day. I work out. So little things. And I go to dinner with my docs in medical sales, little bit flat, not as jokey like I normally am. And then I was starting to get a little bit of twitching just out of the blue. Once again, thinking energy drinks, sales, dehydration, didn't put 2 and 2 together. So it wasn't until like the end of December where I was like, I'm feeling a little bit off and I don't know why. And then one day when I was down in Florida, I woke up, my arms were burning and my, for lack of a better word, gonads balls shrank. And I was like, wait, I'm in medical sales. I went to med school. Like those two do not go together.
Sure.
And I was like, what is that all about? So my first instinct was my hands are burning. Something autoimmune is happening. I'm at that age where I'm almost 50. Scared the shit out of me. And, from there, it was basically just the waterfall effect where I started calling to my docs, seeing what's going on, and they led me down the path of neurology.
Did that essentially happen overnight? You just woke up and it all just kind of came crashing down at that point?
That was the one day where I was like, this is the finasteride. That was a day where I was like, dude, I'm doing nothing else.
Right.
This has to be the topical.
Right.
Before that, it was like, I was starting to feel a little bit off.
Yeah.
But I was like, I've been working a while. I'm not my routine, maybe hydration, but it was just, I can't put my finger on it, but I just felt like a little off. And my workouts weren't intense. And my girlfriend did say once, she's like, you're not chasing me around like you used to. Do you still find me attractive? And I was like, shut up. Come on. I mean, I'm like, you're being stupid. But looking back, I was like, I was always a very over-sexual person. I don't know if I'm sharing too much with you.
No, you're good.
Libido, strong. You talk to my friends, I was like always kind of just flirting and chasing because I was single. Sure. And then all of a sudden, like with her, and listen, she's a smoke show. And she's like, what's going on with you? I'm like, I don't know. I'm nothing. So that was leading up to that one day. And I'm like, dude, this is the finasteride.
When you came off it, what happened? I mean, did things get better? Did you have any relief temporarily? Did they get worse?
Oh, dude, they went down quick. We had another trip scheduled to Topical skiing. And I was like, I don't really want to go until I feel better. Cause right now I feel like I'm kind of like in a fog right now. My hands are waking up burning, which is making me nervous as shit. And then all of a sudden I was waking up at night more. And if I could do anything good, it was sleep. I can sleep. I was telling everybody I can sleep like a rock any time of day, anywhere. And people that take sleep medication, it's like, as you get older, it's going to change. I'm like, no, it's not. I'm like, I'm almost 50 years old and I can sleep.
Yeah.
So sleeping started to change. I started waking up. A lot of the stuff that I hear from the guys I can relate to. What happened the quickest, which scared the shit out of me, was twitching and fasciculations. And it started in my calf and it went everywhere, everywhere. And I was like, dude, my first instinct is my body's shutting down. I'm dying. I mean, that doesn't happen out of nowhere.
Sure.
So, I mean, it scares the shit out of you. So that's when I started calling some of my docs. I'm like, I'm twitching. And they're like, uh-oh. So they got me to, once again, went down the neuropath. But that was the biggest thing that happened. And then all of a sudden, when I was trying to sleep, like my body would jump and I would not be able to fall. I'd wake up. But the sleeping eventually, like now, that got worse. But the twitching got better. So it's almost like things morphed, which makes no sense to me at all. And I've been, like I said, I'm older than most of the guys.
Right.
On my body, I'm like, okay, what's going on?
Sure. So at this point now, how long have you been off?
So I've been off. It was probably early January where I was like, all right, this is the finasteride. So I've been off, let's say around first or second week of January. So I'm approaching 4 months.
Okay. And you feel like a lot of things have unfortunately kind of just gotten worse for you. I think you mentioned at one point anxiety, right?
Yeah. So the twitching and the jumping at night, basically those have chilled out.
Okay.
I I want to say the anxiety is out the roof right now.
Okay.
So I had to go to my PCP and say, hey, listen, I mean, I don't know what's going on. This is what I was taking. And he didn't say it was not from the medication, because he's seen guys now that have come in because of finasteride with the Hims, the Keeps, and some of the young guys. So I think a lot of, I don't want to put anybody in a box, but I'm thinking more and more people are coming in with the ED type stuff.
Right.
I don't know. With me, it's anxiety out the roof right now, where like I almost need something to go to bed and something to get me through my day, which before in the beginning, that wasn't the case. It was the twitching. So it's morphed, man. And I have no idea what the hell's going on. It's scary.
So I guess, do you feel like you received, were you aware of all these additional symptoms, or you kind of you heard about the ED, I guess, right? You heard maybe about the ED, some of the depression, but you didn't assume you might have anxiety that went to the roof. You didn't hear about the muscle twitching or the insomnia or things like that, did you? Was there any awareness of that whatsoever before you took the medication?
No, during the consultation, doc was like, basically topical, no side effects.
Right.
Take the pill, possibility 1%, but mostly not if you get off of it. If you get off it, you should be fine.
Okay. All right. Well, Gary, hey, really appreciate you sharing your story here, man. Before we hop off, is there anything else you want to, share with the audience, or anything you want to tell anybody?
This is ridiculous. This is ridiculous that I just wanted to thicken my hair, being proactive, approaching 50, and now I'm just struggling every day just to sleep and do my day to day.
Well, appreciate those closing statements, Gary. Yeah, thank you so much for being on here. And we will see everyone next time. Thank you so much.